And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. We get a look at the sun shining in the buildings of downtown Salt Lake City, Utah, our broadcast location today. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers against the Utah Jazz at Vivint Smart Home Arena. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. D.A., take it away.
Well, the Utah Jazz tries to keep their players happy by financially incentivizing them. Contract bonuses include on-the-court performance, physical fitness, and off-season workouts. The team's general manager said, to be a significant program, we need to be great defensively and with individual development. The bonuses are created with those goals in mind. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. I like this tonight, Smitty. We have veteran leadership on both teams. When you were a rookie in the NBA, who was your mentor?
You know, Kevin, this is going to surprise you because everybody looks at guys kind of on the court. My mentor was Manute Bol. I played nothing like Manute Bol, but I would tell you, Kevin, he was my mentor. He would grab me by the ear and twist it and tell me what I needed to do as far as a leadership standpoint.
I never would have guessed him, Smitty, never.
Kevin, I walked in with some shorts and a polo shirt in Miami. He grabbed my ear and said, that's not professional. You better wear a suit. I'm like, Manute is 90 degrees. I had to wear a suit every game.
I like that story. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. At the forward slots, it's Bogdanovic and Ingle. And it's Gobert in at the 5. And it's the Jazz's ball. Mitchell wide open. Misses the 3. Here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Conley against Beverly. Conley dishes to Gobert. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Conley. That one off the back iron and out.
He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And so it's Utah here with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2. Conley surveying the D. Mitchell outside. Over George. Mitchell's shot is good.
Boy, how valuable is Donovan Mitchell? Having him in the fold sets up this team moving forward.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Leonard. Again, Los Angeles.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower, probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those two needs better than anyone in the league. One shot.
Well, if you ask Rudy Gobert, he's not focused on his individual matchup. His job is to anchor the entire defense. For him, it is a team game.
Now, here is Ibaka. Pass to Morris. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And for big men like Gobert, their impact felt by every offensive player on the floor, not just the man he's guarding.
Kevin, he's an elite shot blocker, but it's also the shots he alters. His presence alone creates doubt in the mind of shooters.
Now here's Conley. Mitchell outside. Back to Conley. Mitchell outside. Here's Gobert. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gobert's got 5 now.
For Gobert, when it comes to rebounding, it's not just the height and length. It's also the instincts.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Here's Ibaka. Gobert with the block. Leonard against Bogdanovich. Here's Mitchell. That ball. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Mitchell's got his second bucket of the night.
Even though Mitchell isn't all that efficient from range, the most impressive thing to me is he believes the shot is going in.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning a championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry. Those are the organizations. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Checked in for Joe Ingles. O'Neal comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Now here's Jackson. His last outing, 16 points for him. Stolen by Clarkson. And the Jazz pushing it up now. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
Nice finish by Donovan Mitchell. If you're the defense, you have to get back in a hurry and match up.
Clippers trail by 6. 1:58 left to play in the first quarter. Jackson against Clarkson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And with Reggie Jackson at the point, you're going to get more of a score than a playmaker.
And that's okay, as long as you plan for that with your assistant. Reggie Jackson is great at creating for himself, but you'd like to see him do a little bit more to set up the rest of his team.
One misses.
And when you look at Utah, this team year after year seems to be more than a sum of its parts.
I like that they always look for guys with big-time character, unselfish, low-drama players, and there's a confidence with this group.
He hits the second from the line.
And despite a fair amount of turnover, the Clippers have made the playoffs 7 out of the last 8 years.
I am so surprised. When you lose Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, you expect a complete rebuild. But the team stayed competitive throughout, and now they're well positioned into the future.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 8-point game. Passes it to Kennard. Cousins with it. Over Favors. Gets it to go from 18 feet away.
That's the problem with trying to stop Cousins. He takes you all over the floor, right there, facing up from mid-range.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 7. Here's Clarkson. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Kennard kicks to Zubac. Back to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Pass to Cousins. Banked in off the glass. Cousins has got his second basket of the night.
Finishing through contact, DeMarcus, one of the best at it, has the natural power and excellent body control.
Here's Clarkson, and he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jackson. Again, the Clippers.
When Jackson can't get all the way to the rim, this is his go-to. Shoots for a decent percentage from mid-range.
Here's Mitchell. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City. From deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Jazz lead by 4. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena. You're watching 2K Sports. During his tenure in Utah, Coach Quinn Snyder has quickly earned the appreciation of his players, including Rudy Gobert.
We're very lucky to have a coach like that. He really takes everything, with heart, and he wants us to be the best defensive team in the league, as I do. And I think when the coach and the players are on the same page, usually, good things happen.
Coach Snyder doing a terrific job with his team.
Just a great tactician, and he's clearly got his guys buying in to his method.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
Donovan Mitchell is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Favors. Then it's Ilyasova. And it's Niang in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul. They were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it. Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz. D.A., thank you.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. And you ask around, his coaches and teammates love Donovan Mitchell. The way he carries himself, really infectious, upbeat, but also a born competitor.
Now, here's Clarkson. 9 points last game. And it's Mitchell missing.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Platoon passes to Cousins. Great D that time from Favors. And going into the 2017 draft, Mitchell was a sleeper. Maybe even Greg to himself, he wasn't sure he was ready to make that leap.
And you know, Kevin, it was the NBA players he was working out with in the summertime who told him, man, you're ready right now. And a season that saw him second in Rookie of the Year votes validated that and built his confidence.
And the Clippers call time here. Comes in for Derek Favors, and it's Conley in for Mitchell. Here's Beverly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State. Ball's knocked loose. Ilyasova, no one around him. Gets to the corner and buries it. And it's an 8-point Jazz lead.
We've talked about it before. Unselfish, great awareness. Ingles willing to turn down the shot if someone can break free.
Leonard. Morris right side. He can't get that one to fall. The Jazz go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. The whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Smitty, lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I can step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my era shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Conley dishes to Bogdanovich. It's tipped. And now the Clippers on the break. And the wide-open shot from Morris. Off target from three-point range. Jazz leading by 6. Clarkson on the wing, defended by George. Bogdanovich against Morris. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Conley against Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. Conley's shot is off.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Here's George. And the shot goes in.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here's Conley. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Gobert gets to Conley. The pass to Clarkson. Conley against Beverly. A 3 from Bogdanovich. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. And in a league obsessed with shooting, easy to see why Bojan Bogdanovic has solidified himself as a key player.
I mean, over 40% from long range in recent years, competes defensively. He's a player.
3 shots.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic.
And the signing of Bojan Bogdanovic, a great move for the Jazz. With his shooting, more spacing for Gobert and Mitchell to operate. He's capable of creating shots on his own as well.
And Utah making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. He's off on the second.
They may not get the spotlight, but the Utah Jazz are one of the best run teams in the NBA. They're run as a legacy trust. That means every dime of profit goes back into the team.
And he nails the third. Steve, you were talking about the reinvestment for the Jazz. An upgraded arena, new practice facility.
Necessary moves, you know this, to stay competitive. The Jazz fans love their team, and they're showing that commitment in return.
And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. So quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Now here's Gobert. 5 points in the game. There's the dish to Bogdanovic. Out to Conley. To Gobert. Ingles up top, covered by Morris. The Jazz with another miss. Clippers trail by 4. Outside Leonard. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Got it. Good job in the low post. Leonard's got 8 points.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
Conley dishes to Bogdanovic. There's 31 seconds left in the first half of the game. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. A miss that time would have put him up. Jazz have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Conley the pass to Bogdanovic. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Turnover there, but for the most part, they've taken care of the basketball. That was one of the few mistakes they've really made.
George against Mitchell. Now George. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Utah out in front, up 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. From the get-go, it was Utah that came out strong. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possession. They did not slow down much, as by the end of the quarter, they were still up 11. In the second period, they lost some momentum, but fought their way through it, ending the half ahead by 2. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they've been so far.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Ibaka. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the 1.
Missed opportunity. It's a makeable shot for him. He just can't get it to go.
Leonard against Mitchell. Morris outside. Shot clock at 5. Outside for George. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And so Conley will bring the ball up for Utah. The lead is 2.
Last season, Mike Conley became the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points scored. He was already first in assists, steals, and 3-pointers.
Yes, that goes in.
You won't find many players with the quickness of Mike Conley. He can dice you up.
Leonard against Bogdanovich. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovich. And Smitty, when it's all said and done, Mike Conley's jersey has to go in the Memphis Raptors.
Absolutely. Over a decade in a Grizzlies uniform. He helped lead them to the best years in franchise history.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Kawhi Leonard last season averaged 27 points a game. That's what you call a two-way player.
Free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. And a career high in scoring last season for the great Kawhi Leonard.
Kevin, he maintained his elite efficiency. Kawhi Leonard's growth as a scorer has been remarkable over the course of his career.
Now here's Conley. Outside Bogdanovich. Nice ball movement by Utah. On the wing. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by Gobert. Conley's got his second basket of the game.
Good find, and one of Gobert's advantages as a passer, he can see over everyone's head.
And Ibaka kicks to Leonard. Outside, George drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 9 points.
Not only is he a deadly shooter from out there, but he is towering over his defender.
Passes it to Bogdanovich. Conley with it. He's covered by Leonard. Lets it fly. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks. Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
Mitchell dishes to Conley. Pass to Gobert. Conley left side. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. A three from Bogdanovich. A second chance effort, and the rejection by Leonard. Runs up, and it's Paul George with the finish.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. Ilyasova comes in for Joe Ingles. George Niang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Batum comes in for Morris. And it's Kennard in for Paul George. Clarkson against Beverly. Batum attacking. Can't hit from in close.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And that one, good. And the Jazz lead by 1.
You love the effort of Favors on the glass. He's a scrappy player who comes away with second chance opportunities for his club.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
And Smitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now. And it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
And he makes the first.
Patrick Beverly is a tone setter, someone who doesn't back down from anyone. I admire his confidence.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Ilyasova. And the Clippers making a change here as well. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Steve, when it comes to creating contact, which offensive moves can create the impression of a foul where the defensive player can do nothing about it?
I think ripping through the defender's arms is really tough for the defensive guy right now, Kevin. That's a hard move to defend if you're the defender.
Smitty, I think guys actually practice this, don't they? Ways they can kind of lure a defensive player in like that.
They do. They're strong enough now, and also they are, like you said, practicing that type of move.
And that one's good. Beverly.
I like seeing Patrick Beverly attack the interior. Sometimes he becomes too perimeter oriented.
Mitchell passes to Favors. 1:44 left to play in the third. Stolen by Beverly. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Count it. Batum's got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Mitchell with it. He's got 9. Looking to get it going. Dishes it to Clarkson. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's O'Neal. Oh, good on the triple.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Again, Los Angeles.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Mitchell looking it over. Offensive rebound. Favors uses the glass to finish the layup. Favors got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Man, that's a big dude. But Derek Favors shrugging off contact and helping his team.
Here's Kennard, guarded by O'Neal. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. That one's not going to go. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to 2 on the bucket from Clarkson.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense, always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there. Kind of a glue guy.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Both teams will make substitutions. Falls, so he hits both of them.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Jackson against Conley. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Six seconds left in the third. Here's Conley. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
That is situational basketball. It takes a good understanding and good execution.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Clippers lead by 1. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert. Conley out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's O'Neal in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Here's George. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in, and the Clippers making a change here as well. Morris is checked in. It's Gobert with the ball for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 1. And here is Ingles. He kicks it to Bogdanovich to take the lead. They get the rebound. Nice work on the boards, paying off at the basket. And that's now 7 points for Rudy Gobert.
That's just too easy. Defensively, you want to prevent Gobert from getting the ball that deep.
And the pass to George. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. 14 points for George. 4th quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Ingles passes to Gobert. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. at 6. Here's Gobert, and Utah again with the bucket.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Jackson with it, now guarded by Bogdanovich. From 12 feet out. Here's Cousins. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
DeMarcus Cousins owns this territory. Back to the basket or facing up. He's a terror on the inside.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Now, here's Clarkson. Drills the three-pointer.
After a lackluster first half, he's taken charge offensively. We'll see how the defense responds.
Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
Give him any kind of opening, and Kawhi Leonard will make you pay at the rack.
Now here's Conley. Has to go Gobert. Back to Conley. Passes it to Bogdanovich. Shoots over Leonard. Bogdanovich, no luck. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's George. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game. Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Jazz trail by 3, and the Jazz call time here.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
The Clippers also changing it up. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Cousins, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder said to his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1 3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
And Beverley kicks to Leonard. Pass to George. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Michael Conley picks one up.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from George. drops them both.
And really just a great rhythm at the line, whether it's a big lead in the first quarter or with the game hanging in the balance.
Now, here's Mitchell. The dish to Gobert. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Outside Conley. 3-pointer. Morris with the rebound.
Okay, when you're trying to make a comeback, you can't be hucking up low percentage threes. You have to find a better shot within the offense.
Beverly, the pass to George. Ibaka outside. And again, no good by the Clippers. Jazz trail by 5. To the paint, here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Gobert looking comfortable stepping into the spotlight right now.
Leonard against Bogdanovich. Leonard kicks to George. George double team. Here's Beverly. Ibaka outside. Fires the three. Los Angeles with another miss. Here's Conley. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Conley is used to these tight spots. Just keeping calm and drilling the shot. It's so good to see Mike Conley out there. After all the injuries, I just love how the offense runs with him at the helm.
This possession gives them a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, they don't want to let this one slip away.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Bogdanovich against Leonard. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Morris outside, just 4 to shoot. Cans the three.
Big time basket at a big time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 43 seconds left to play. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Mitchell against George. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Donovan Mitchell's ready, and he knocked down one of the bigger shots of this game.
Leonard inside. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Leonard kicks to Ibaka. But they'll get another chance. Count it!
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
An uphill climb. They need everything to break their way.
They also need to get the best shot you can as quickly as you can, and then immediately foul.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
At the line of the Clippers, Patrick Beverly. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Mitchell outside. Offensive rebound. Outside, Bogdanovich. Mitchell outside. From deep three-point range, can't connect. So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.